Good evening. I'm glad to see you guys, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. We did too. And Leszek, my son, will be asking me questions, and I'm Violetta.
Okay, and you don't know these questions?
No, that will be like not controlling my visions. When I know the question in advance, I can't create visions because my logic mind is working.
All right, let's start with, it's going to be mostly about Trump, but let's start with Kate Middleton. This question's from Lily Forte. Does Kate Middleton have romantic feelings for Prince Harry?
No, it's like they are intertwined too much, like brother-sister feelings. It's not, he might have, but I don't think she has.
Does Harry have romantic feelings for Kate Middleton?
Fishy. You might be fishing on something. Yeah, it is a fishy subject.
You saw some? Let's go to the cards.
Fish. And the first one, it was like intertwined around, so they are, she doesn't have those feelings for him. She's more in control of her brain. Women's eye, really. And men are different creatures. We can say that. There's 2 cards, okay. I have to put them in specific order because then Leszek can see them better. Okay. She is a very strong person. We are talking about Prince Harry. Prince William.
Prince Harry.
Oh, you're talking
Does Prince Harry have feelings for Kate Middleton?
Okay. Sorry. She's very strong. They had a lot. They were working always together. They were always in open. He couldn't have them too much in this play. But he was crazy about her. There was times, but he knew his brother is his brother. So he was controlling himself, but in the night, the men are always the dreamers.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, he had already.
Oh my God. It is reported that Windsor Castle is perhaps the most haunted of all royal residences, with as many as 25 ghosts reported.
But that place was not the safest place. Sometimes people were killed.
You've been there?
I've been there, yeah. In the 70s, I was living in England for 3.5 years. So.
Is there anything any of these ghosts want to communicate to the world?
They want to lower the gate to communicate. Not everyone can really.
What do you see?
It's like a bridge, and there is some bridge that you are going through. So they want to cross that bridge and
like London Bridge is down?
It's some bridge is in a castle.
That's the code for the Queen dying.
What do you mean?
When the Queen dies, the Prime Minister will be alerted, and the code is London Bridge is down or London Bridge is falling or something.
So that will be something. I think more about Queen Mother right now. Her mother.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lady. I don't know. Ask which one, because I don't know who is.
Who is this lady that you see?
Queen Victoria. She is actually like a little girl. I know that she's overweight and so on, but in her mind, she likes to play jokes. She's running and scaring people.
Really?
Yeah, she was very rebellious as a young girl.
Oh.
And she lives over 100 years. So. And the same Queen Mother was living over 100 years.
Is she happy with the attention she's getting, or does she feel that...
Well, she doesn't have any. Queen Victoria doesn't have any attention. She died. Well, there are movies about her. Oh, yes. So that's the question.
There's ceremonies, but does she feel that she's forgotten about?
She knows her time. It's done, but she's happy with the way people are remembering her. What is that? Well, I saw Queen Elizabeth, the queen that lives now.
Yeah.
Queen Victoria took her bag, the very proper bag, and she's smashing someone with it. So she has a temper. She wants Queen Elizabeth to be more harsh on someone and be more hit them with the bag, like old ladies will do.
What kind of scandal is going on? What is she upset about?
Oh boy. So many people are against Meghan. And Victoria was not that. I know she was living in the times that the color of segregation, the color of the skin was so improper. But she's bitching about those ladies who are not accepting Meghan. She is upset with those ladies. And it's like she's taking the Queen Elizabeth bag and trying to hit them. You behave yourself. He is in love with her, and that's good. Oh, she married for love. She married Albert for love. And
she, not Meghan.
No, Queen Victoria married for love. And now she knows that Harry married Meghan for love. So he...
Okay, Trump time.
Okay.
This question is from Watcha. Yeah, Watcha.
Fluid.
Did Trump pull the American forces out of Syria so the Turkish president doesn't release the findings of the Khashoggi murder?
You are getting those questions.
It's a good question.
It's a flag. I don't know which country flag it is. And it's like turning apart the flag. So that can cause so much trouble for some country. The country can be pulled apart because flag is symbol of unity. When you're pulling so he knows more probably of Saudi Arabia prince, and he can pull that apart, and Trump is hoping in that situation for the Saudis, so they will be safe.
So he gets richer. Has here, sorry. Did you see the coverage of Trump speaking to the soldiers in Iraq? Because
he's so fat like Santa Claus.
Right, but actually, in the last video, you said he was going to Iraq, and I wasn't even paying attention to it because I didn't think that was happening.
Someone is pulling him on the tie. And no. Came to my mind that today Trudeau yesterday he went unofficially to see the soldiers, Trump was probably forced to go to Iraq, one of those bases that he's supposed to visit. And he's, no, and they are pulling him by the tie. He's afraid to be on the...
Well, Trump wasn't scheduled to go. I think it was...
we never know until it's
Mad Dog
scheduled.
was
And when he came today, I said, so they pull him by the tie. And
Yeah.
he was doing the video and he was not paying attention.
Right?
I should pump you.
Yeah, because nobody knew till, yesterday?
And I was saying Iraq.
Yeah.
Leaving the White House under the cover of darkness on Christmas Day, the trip marks Trump's first visit to a war zone as president.
That they want to pull him by tie because he's no.
Didn't want to go.
No.
And even then, the reporters asked him how he felt about the situation.
Do you have any concerns about coming here today?
Absolutely. When I heard what you had to go through. I mean, look, I had concerns for the institution of the presidency. Because, not for myself personally.
And he was saying that he was uncomfortable with it. And when he was talking to his soldiers, normally politicians get some Under Armour that makes their chest look puffy. Trump looked like he was wearing a full-on bomb suit. His shoulders, his arms, everything. He was covered in the jacket, but underneath was he was...
Heavy.
Yeah.
I was laughing because I told my husband, your dad,
Yeah.
I said, look how his stomach, he can't reach the podium because he was so...
I thought it made sense at first because I'm he probably thinks that he's going to get bombed while he's there, right?
He's afraid, of course.
But then he was in the press tent and he wasn't wearing anything. He was just wearing his regular old suit in front of the press. But in front of his own soldiers, he had this huge bomb getup. Is Trump afraid his own soldiers would try to kill him?
Margarita glass. Okay, I know why I see margarita glass because Satan, his friend, Trump's friend.
Satan. Satan is the devil.
But his name is Satan.
Oh.
His friend, Trump with very good Trump with friend with Trump. They built the Soho. He attacked the guy with the margarita.
Oh, his name's not Satan. It's something else. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's a Russian guy.
Yeah.
So you saw
him, and I saw the margarita. So to him, everything can be a weapon. So he is afraid of something like
Seder.
that. Seder. Sorry. Oh, thank you. But it's easy to connect those two words together and...
Okay.
Seder, yes.
Now, in the previous video, you discussed Trump's wall being a way for his buddies to make money off the rise of steel markets, steel stocks.
Yeah.
It made me realize that in order to make steel, you need coal. About 70% of all steel is made with coal. Coal stocks would go up too. Then it occurred to me, Trump has been reopening coal production. That's one of his
and it's
campaign things.
Things from the past. Yes,
From the very start, he had this thing about opening up coal.
Coal, yes.
And I thought it was to help the...
Clinton was against, and he was so pro.
Which essentially is killing our steel workers and our steel companies. We have to guard our energy companies. We have to make it possible. The EPA is so restrictive that they are putting our energy companies out of business. And all you have to do is go to a great place like
West Virginia or places like Ohio, which is phenomenal, or places like Pennsylvania.
and you see what they're doing to the people, miners and others in the energy business.
Everybody was against because it's
In
not
Poland, they are closing.
environmentally feasible anymore. But here's where this is going. He's been breaking trade with Canada over steel. That's another big issue out here. And then pushing to make more American steel. So it would make sense if he's building this whole wall out of steel, right? Perhaps it's all to build a wall. But I'm wondering if he's creating something else. Is Trump building an infrastructure that can be converted quickly into building military weapons for war?
Two guys fighting with the swords, old wearing old knights, wearing old uniform made out of steel.
That's not a good sign.
It is the symbol of tools fight. And then he will pull those soldiers back so then he can have the army ready to go and he will start something.
Can you go to the cards for this?
It is, yeah.
Because, like, it occurred to me from this old teacher I used to have. He used to talk about war and about how quickly they took, like, a fridge factory and converted it to a bomb factory.
Germans?
No, Americans.
Oh, because Germans were doing the same in the Second War. He's talking about this, he's communicating, he is worried. He has some worries about some situation. How he wants to be on the spotlight, he wants to be in the power. They don't want him to fight. He is between rock and he will fight. He's sitting on the crossroads. He is thinking that he needs to have more power to control everyone. The government is worried about him because he's a child. He is childish. They don't support his ideas, but he thinks he can have more power for the next election if he is building up the structures, the army.
So
he wants to be king of war, king of swords.
Lord of War, yeah. It's kind of sad because the military assesses your rank by your level of education, right? Trump's base majority are uneducated white males. So in a major conflict, in a major war, if a major war were to break out, and if Trump implements conscription, it will be his own base voters who are sent to the front lines. Is Trump planning a full-out war?
He's putting those metal gloves like the knights, so it's like building up his strength.
What do you mean?
Metal gloves.
Gauntlets.
Mm-hmm. He wants to show everyone how strong he is, how much of the fighter he can be. With those gloves, you are just going for fights. So he will be looking for fights.
So he's arming himself in a way?
Something he's getting ready because everything is going against him.
Uh-huh.
Pushing the red button, starting a war, nuclear war even. It will give him so much more power. It's scary, but he is thinking that he needs power. He needs to have control of everyone. So he's pulling soldiers.
Can you go to the cards?
Sure.
So is Trump planning a full-out war?
They are not supporting him. He is by himself.
Yeah, but if he's had this strategy this whole time, because, I mean, he's smart enough to know that
the
coal
same
is,
card, and I was shuffling.
Yeah, but in the Industrial Revolution, how bad coal was for the environment.
It's always bad. Oh, it was needed, but then long time ago they had to stop using coal in London because the fog was too heavy.
Everything was layered in black.
Yeah. Oh, I remember I had to wash my hair sometimes 2 times a day because they would be so greasy.
But that was just in like the 80s?
70s, yes.
70s it was still like that. Mary
But
Poppins,
then they
yeah.
were... Okay, he is worried. He wants the power. He wants to control everything. He wants money. He thinks he will go different direction, but they will not let him to go to the full extent. I think they will try to stop him. They have to stop him because he wants to go. He wants to be a knight, but the horse is half cut in that picture, so he is not going to get the full strength. They are not letting him to do it.
Good.
The generals are differently wired than he is.
But he's also putting something in motion. Will someone else come along and accomplish his goal? Because if he does get the steel going and he does have this ability to build it, a war machine,
which essentially is killing our steel workers and our steel companies. We have to guard our energy companies. We have
the wall will be built. And now everyone's saying that didn't agree with the wall. Now they're all saying, you're right about the wall, build the wall, build the wall. You have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families.
Just yesterday, almost 100 foreign policy experts signed on to an open letter refusing to support you, saying your embracing expansive use of torture is inexcusable. General Michael Hayden, former CIA director, NSA director, and other experts have said that when you asked the U.S. military to carry out some of your campaign promises, specifically targeting terrorist families and also the use of interrogation methods more extreme than waterboarding, the military will refuse because they've been trained to turn down and refuse illegal orders. So what would you do as Commander-in-Chief if the U.S. military refused to carry out those orders?
They won't refuse. They're not going to refuse me. Believe me.
99999!
and somebody else comes along with...
I don't know if that person will go for it. It will be just speaker, huge speakers with the threats. We are so powerful, listen to us. It is something that they will be trying to
and to end things
communicate
off,
with the world.
So it's just going to be intimidation. It's going to be
intimidation, yeah.
And to end things off, it was reported that Ruth Bader Ginsburg had 2 cancerous lumps in her chest, which were removed just before Christmas. So we wish her a speedy recovery.
Yes.
We won't do a reading on her because you did one way back at the start of November before it even became known she had cancer.
And it was quite, actually, I said that her journey will be tough.
Because we were asking about the 2 broken ribs she received from falling, which actually led to...
And there was a tower after that and so on. So
the tower was the worst part. Yeah.
But I wish her everything the best and fast recovery, Ruth.
Right.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Please enjoy yourself and love you.
And thank you for all the people that...
thank you for... I was surprised how many people booked yesterday for the readings. That was overwhelming, but it was great.
You got a lot of work ahead of you.
I have a lot of work. I will be a tough lady. Okay. Practicing more the readings. Bye-bye. See you. I would like to invite you to the private reading with me. Please visit www.psychicvioletta.com. Click Book Online. Choose the type of reading. Choose the length. Choose the date and the time. Fill out your informations. Click the Pay Now button with your credit card or debit card. And you're all done.